They laughed when the old man came to open a bank account, but you know what? Everything flipped in a heartbeat when they saw his balance. Yeah, that happened. I was there that afternoon in downtown Atlanta, the air thick with heat shimmering off the sidewalk, the kind of day that makes the whole city seem to vibrate. Inside Jefferson and Company, that high and mighty private bank with glass walls and marble so shiny you could see yourself sweating, the world moved slow and crisp. Espresso machines hummed, sunlight danced off chrome fixtures, and the place smelled like fresh money and old pride. People in sharp suits glided across the floor like chess pieces, barely a hair out of place, whispering about stocks or mergers. All that jazz because here, silence isn't just golden, it's platinum. And then, at exactly 12:38 p.m., the door slid open and in walked William Harris, old man, dark skin, slow step but upright, wearing a jacket older than most interns and shoes that have been resold more times than I've been to confession. He carried a thick brown envelope, paused for a second, then made for the front desk, totally at ease, or maybe just too tired to care about the looks. The receptionist, young, all business, and probably thinking about her next vacation, froze for a second, then tried on her customer service smile like a pair of shoes that didn't fit. The security guard tensed up. A guy in a navy suit looked over, smirking, like he'd just seen a punchline nobody else caught. William didn't blink. Just asked, gentle but clear, "I'd like to open a savings account for my grandson. He's 8. Been saving his birthday money, and his mama said it's time he learns about banks." You could hear a pin drop, or at least you could feel the stares like, "What's this guy doing here? Does he even know how this place works?" She handed him a number, C109, and waved him to the leather chairs along the wall. He sat, opened his envelope, checked every paper twice. ID, letter of authorization, all lined up like soldiers. You could see him thinking about that boy Jaden. That's his name, the kind of kid whose smile makes you forget the world a mess. Minutes later, his number flashed, and he walked steady as Sunday toed desk 3. Young banker, nameplate said Andrew Miller, didn't even look up at first. William introduced himself, handed over his envelope, explained about the account for Jaden. Andrew flipped through the docs, asked for more. Guardianship, tax forms, proof of income stuff William didn't have. "But your staff told me last week a notarized letter was enough," William said. Andrew shook his head, all policy and no heart. You know that moment when you realize you're not just being denied, you're being dismissed? That's what was happening. A laugh from across the room, just loud enough. William heard it. He sat up, calm as still water. "If that's the case," he said, "I'd like to close my accounts." "All of them?" Andrew blinked, thinking he'd called the man's bluff. He asked for an account number. William slid it over. Andrew typed it in, glanced at the screen, and froze dead still. $25 million. Quarter of $100 million, sitting right there under everyone's noses all this time. Investments, deposits, decades of loyalty. Suddenly, the whole mood changed. The assistant manager looked over, the receptionist put her phone down, and for a second, you could swear the jazz on the speakers skipped a beat. Andrew, face gone pale, excused himself and hurried to the back. There was a meeting behind frosted glass, voices low and tense. William just sat there, hands folded, eyes on nothing, waiting. Not angry worse than that, just still, like a man who's been here before. The branch manager, Lisa Delgado, came out at last, all authority and apology. She tried to fix it, smooth it over, offered to open the account, promised to assign a special manager, said all the right things. William stood his ground. "It's not just this time," he said. "It's every time. I walk in, and the first thing people see isn't who I am. It's who they think I can't be." Andrew stood behind Lisa, shame written all over him. Lisa tried again. William said he'd think about it, but only after opening Jaden's account. So they did. William deposited every penny Jaden had saved, $5,000, hard-earned by an 8-year-old. Andrew handed him the new account folder, tried to meet his eyes, but William just thanked him and left, the sunlight at his back. "My grandson's name is Jaden. He'll be back one day. I hope this place is ready for him." No drama, just fact. The next morning, the bank was quiet. People whispered. Lisa called a staff meeting, no blaming, just truth. Next time you see someone walk in, ask yourself if you'd treat them this way if they were your grandfather. Andrew took it the hardest. That night, he looked up William Harris found stories, photos, old news clippings. The man had donated to schools, rebuilt housing, funded libraries, always in the background, never taking credit. He realized he'd failed someone who had lifted half the city. So Andrew showed up at William's door the next day. No suit, no script, just a man ready to apologize. William let him in. They drank coffee, talked about trust, about legacy. Andrew promised to do better not for himself, but for Jaden. William said, "Come Saturday, you can show us." So that Saturday, they came back. Jaden brought his pouch of savings. Andrew had made booklets, stickers, everything to make the moment special. He knelt down, explained savings in kid terms, treated Jaden not like a customer, but like a person with dreams. William watched, quiet, eyes soft. The story could have ended there, but it didn't. The next week, William and Jaden came back this time to start a CD, because Jaden wanted to be an architect like his grandpa. Andrew took his time, explained everything. Jaden signed for himself. It wasn't about money, it was about respect, about seeing someone. Lisa, the manager, started a new program, the Jaden Project, helping kids from all over the city open their first accounts, teaching them what William never got to learn as a boy. And the bank changed, little by little. The staff smiled more. They listened longer. They started seeing stories, not just transactions. One day, William left a note for Andrew. "Thank you for showing my grandson he matters. Legacy begins with worth, not wealth." Jaden even gave a speech at the bank's open house, told a room full of adults he wanted to build libraries on every street. So now, if you walk into that bank, you'll see more than marble floors and fancy suits. You'll see Hope kids with their first savings passbooks, grandmas sitting proud, staff who finally remember what service means. All because one man decided not to stay invisible, and a young banker decided to look twice. Legacy, I've learned, is built in the moments when we see past the surface and remember to ask, "What's your story?" So, tell me, where do you stand? Have you ever been underestimated? Or did you ever judge too quickly? Let's talk in the comments. And if you felt something from this story, share it. Someone out there needs to know it's never too late to start building something better.